stage, the unconscious mind.
Mr. President, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be here this evening to chat to you about yourselves, really. Do you know that everything that you do very, very well, everything you do very, very well, you do from your unconscious mind? I'm going to iterate that again. Everything you do well, like walking, talking, taking a shower, driving, you do from your unconscious mind. Looking at the diagram here, the unconscious mind, you can see that the conscious mind is like the tip of the iceberg, and the unconscious mind is where everything else is kept. I'm going to take a look at driving. And we go through the stages of learning and see the part that the unconscious mind plays in that. You look back at when you were a little kid. You didn't think about driving at all. You just popped into the car with whoever you were there with. You were unconscious and you were incompetent. First stage, you had no clue, you didn't care, unconscious incompetence. Then 5-10 years passed. Okay, so you got to the stage of being conscious that you couldn't drive. You really wanted to drive, but you knew you couldn't. You were at the stage of conscious incompetence. And then you went on and you got your driver's license. But when you were driving then, you were driving completely from your conscious mind. When it was coming up to a red light, you were thinking, oh, I better go down, I better go into second gear. You spent your whole time concentrating on your driving. You had no time, your conscious mind completely taken up with it. And then you got to the stage where hopefully you all are tonight, at a stage of unconscious competence. You know how to drive, and on your way here you probably didn't even think about gears or brakes or anything else. Your mind is probably taken up with something else, and your unconscious mind did all the work. I, as a psychotherapist and life coach, I often have to examine the part the unconscious mind plays in the way we live our lives. As most of you know here, I work up in the Holy Family Senior School. And we had open day there last June. An open day was a very exciting day for everybody. All the children were so excited. It was one of those days where the sun was shining. It was a really promising day. Everybody gathered. All of the children, all photographers, teachers, all gathered in front of the school. The choir was ready. It was such a super day. Now I might add, just to add a little addendum about myself, I was brought up in a very, very religious house. Catholic religion. When the Angelus went in our house, we all stood up and said it. Mass was a daily occurrence for my father and a weekly occurrence for us. The most important people were nuns and priests. And if you met a bishop, your day was, your week was, your year was made. So the bishop was the most important person we could ever hope to meet. So here we have all the very important people of the town. The boss man was sweating in anticipation and with worry, wondering would everything go all right. All the important people were there, all the important people of the town. And the very important people were on a podium that we made specially, because they were going to talk. Now, would you believe I was asked to join them? But me being me, I preferred to go behind the scenes and take the photographs. Because I always believe, you know, when you're 8 or 9 years of age and you get a photograph taken and you come back when you're 19, it's nice to look and say, oh, I remember that day. And you see you there with your mates, and I see them coming back into the school and they're looking at photographs that I took so many years ago and saying, oh, I wonder what happened to him, I wonder what happened. And I like to have the photographs, so I borrowed my husband's camera, which I had bought for him, in order to take the photographs that day. the important people started to talk, and I was going around taking the photographs. And the most important person of the whole lot was Bishop Dennis Nolte. He was opening the school, he was blessing the school, and I don't know if any of you know him, but he's a very, very personable man. He's full of fun, and he's very, very good with kids. And he gave a lovely speech. Now at the very back, if you can look at where Bishop Nolte was standing, at the very back of where he was standing were the gates of the school, and across that was a ribbon. And Bishop Nolte was to come down to cut the ribbon, and the person who held the ribbon was the smallest boy in the school, 5 years of age, from the junior school. Now you should have seen the expressions on his face. He was so excited and nervous, everything, all the emotions were shown on his face. And I, being the photographer for the school that day, was absolutely delighted to capture them all. I was so intent was I on getting the actual picture, and I was focusing on the camera that I didn't see a step, and bam, fell over. Cracked my ankle, cracked my arm. Got an awful fright, and I'm being the kind of person, I hate being in anybody's way, and who was coming down? Bishop Nolte. Oh, with all the entourage, blessing left, right and centre, and no matter what, I couldn't stand up. I actually couldn't stand up. Now, I had a lot of people and staff rushing over to me, and oh my God, I wish that everybody would just leave me alone. That I wanted to curl up and disappear. But curl up and disappear was not going to happen, unfortunately for me. So Bishop Nolte saw me, he cut the ribbon, came over, saw me, knelt down beside me and asked me was I okay and blah blah. And then he came up with a perfect remedy. You know, he said, I think it would be nice if we had a photograph together. I actually didn't know what to say to him. But my unconscious mind kicked in, and my conditioning, my childhood. And what did I do? I raised my cracked arm and I put it around him. And somebody actually took the photograph. And a friend of mine, Brian Holland, a couple of weeks later or months later, sent me this. Before the fall, hope you're better, lots of love, thinking of you. Had he known, and when I explained, that was like about 30 seconds after the fall. Ladies and gentlemen, the power of the unconscious mind. Thank you very much.